Hello and welcome to Sharon Lindsay Yoga and Wellbeing. Today's class will focus on stretching, strengthening and mobilising the feet, the legs and the hips. These areas are our body's foundation and they play a crucial role in our balance, posture and overall movement, and they even are important for our alignment. So by improving flexibility and strength in these key areas, you can reduce tension, improve stability, increasing overall mobility in the body and improving your alignment. So to begin, we're going to lie on our back with our knees bent and our feet hip width apart, your arms relaxed by your side, and we're going to begin by focusing on the breath. So as you breathe in through your nose, feel your tummy and rib cage gently expand. As you breathe out through your nose, feel your tummy and rib cage gently contract. If you like, you can place one hand on your tummy, your fingers just above your tummy button, and the heel of your hand on your low ribs. And as you breathe in, feel your fingers lift and the rib cage press into the heel of the hand. Feel the back of the rib cage press into the earth as you breathe in. And feel everything contract as you breathe out. Just relax your hand down by your side. And then we're going to bring our right foot up into the air above the hip, so keeping your sacrum firmly on the ground. We don't want to lift the leg towards us, we want to keep it directly above that hip. And then begin to circle into the ankle in one direction and then the other. And then point your toes towards the sky, flex the toes towards your shin, point and flex. And then bring your knee towards your chest, and you can take your knee in your hand and begin to circle that knee out to the side, forward, in, and then up towards the chest. So drawing a circle with that knee, circling into the hip. You might make your circles big enough that your hand releases from the knee, but you might not. Just go within your own range and then reverse the direction of the circle. Imagine you're lubricating and massaging that right hip, and then place the foot hip width apart from the other foot, placing it down on the mat. Then we're going to lift the left foot towards the sky, keeping your knee bent if you need to keep everything relaxed. And then we're going to just draw a circle with that foot in one direction and then the other. And then bring the foot to stillness, point and flex, point and flex. And then relax the foot, bring the knee towards the chest. Starting with your hand on your knee, begin to make small circles with the knee, lubricating that hip. And if the hip would like some more, you can release the hand and allow the circles to get bigger. And then reverse the direction. And then just bring that foot back down onto the mat, hip width apart from your right foot. And then allow the knees to rock from one side to the other. Bring the knees back to stillness. And then make your way onto one side. Place the top hand on the mat. Press into the mat and bring yourself gently up to sitting. And we want to sit in a way where we can reach our right foot. So that may be cross-legged, or you may have to find another way that's comfortable for you. And we're going to take that right foot and take your left fist and press that fist into the sole of the foot, starting in the middle of the foot, pressing and releasing. And then moving up to the ball of the foot, pressing into the ball of that foot, working your way along, working up the outside edge of the foot towards the heel, and then along the inside edge of the foot. Then we're going to take our fingers. So take your left hand and place a finger between each toe if you can, trying to bring the fingertips down close to the bottom of the toes, but just doing what feels right for you. So with your fingers between the toes, we're going to press the toes forward towards your shin and then bring the toes back, bending them back away from the leg, pressing them forwards towards the shin and then back away from the leg, and then bring them back to neutral and just see if you can spread the fingers apart, spread the toes apart by spreading the fingers. And then release. Take the fingers out from between the toes. Place your foot on the mat and then just take your thumb and index finger, and you want to find that the two bones at the bottom of your big toe and the toe next to it, and feel that little space between there. You're going to press the thumb and index finger together, squeezing into that space between the bones of the toes, coming down your foot towards your ankle. Come back up, move along to the next toe and squeeze your way down between the bones. And then you might swap to the left hand now to reach the next toe along and work your way down, trying to spread those bones slightly apart, releasing any tightness there, releasing any tension there. And then when you've gone as far as you can, move along to the final two toes and press between the bones of that baby toe and the toe next to it, and then release and just extend your leg and just move your foot, wiggle your toes and notice how it feels. Then we're going to move on to the left foot, so repeating that on the left side, taking your fist with your right hand and pressing into the sole of that foot, starting in the middle of the foot, working up to the ball of the foot, towards the outside edge, down to the heel, and then back up the other side of the foot. And then take your fingers and place them between each toe, trying to come down to the bottoms of the toes with the fingers. And then you're going to press the toes forward, pull the toes back, press the toes forward, pull the toes back, and then come to neutral. Just gently try to widen those toes by pressing the fingers apart. And then release the fingers and place the foot down on the mat, taking your thumb and index finger, between the big toe and the next toe, and just working your way down the foot, squeezing as if you're widening the space between the bones of the toes. Come back up to the next set of toes and work your way down. Perhaps moving on to the left hand to work on the third and fourth toe, working your way down. You may feel some tender spots as you work your way down, and then finally the small toe and the toe next to it, work your way down to the bottom, and then just extend that leg, wiggle your toes, circle the foot, and notice how it feels. Now, we're going to come on to our knees. So sitting on the shins, you want to try and have, I would have my knees about hip width apart, so 1 inch or 2 between the knees, and try to have your feet straight out behind you. And from here, so the tops of your feet and the fronts of your ankles are on the mat, and you're leaning forward for now, resting on your fingertips. And then if it feels okay, you're going to slowly lower back, and if you can, come all the way back to sitting, your bottom down on your heels, and then lift your body up so you're sitting up tall. Now this can be quite intense for some people on the front of the foot and front of the ankle, so if you need a break, just come forward, lifting your weight slightly off the feet. But otherwise, we're just going to sit with our hands on our thighs and breathe as we allow the front of the ankles to soften and release any tension. If you need a little more, you can place your hands behind you and you can lift your knees off the mat, stretching a little deeper, but just work within your own comfort zone. Keeping the chest lifted wherever you are. If you're leaning back, come forward onto the shins again, and then we'll all make our way forward, placing the hands down. Lift the feet, just give them a little shake behind you there. Maybe point and flex the toes. And then you're going to place your toes down on the mat. Now lift your knees, come on into a little squat. Have a look at your toes, check that they're spread. And then you're going to try to lower your knees towards the earth. Now this is where the small toes sometimes try to curl under. So if you need to, you can manually pull that toe out. And again, leaning forward will reduce this stretch a little. But if it feels comfortable, you're going to sit up tall, allowing the weight of your body to rest down onto your toes, and breathe. If at any time it becomes too intense, just move forward, release the squat and come back into it when you're ready. So this is a toe squat. Again, for some of us it can be very intense. Just tune in to the soles of your feet, maybe even the calves. And breathe, focus on the breath, keep the shoulders relaxed. Notice where any discomfort might be spreading to. I can actually even feel it up here in my solar plexus. Breathing deep into the belly, taking a break when you need to, and then when you're ready, make your way forward onto your hands and knees and just give those feet a little shake. Adjusting the hands and knees so that the knees are beneath the hips, the wrists beneath the shoulders, and the fingers spread wide. Let's take a few cat-cows as you lift the tailbone on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under, round through the spine, tuck the chin to the chest as you press the earth away with your hands, keeping those fingers spread wide. Inhale, the tailbone lifts, the tummy lowers, press into the hands, lift the chest. Breathe out, curl the tailbone under and round through each section of the spine, tucking the chin to the chest last. And then come back to a neutral spine. From here, just take a step forward with your hands. Curl your toes under and lift your hips to the sky. Pressing into the hands to bring the tummy and chest closer to the thighs. And just notice how those toes, those feet feel after that work we've been doing. Come up onto your tiptoes and then lower the heels to the earth, or as close to the earth as they'll go, stretching into the backs of the legs. Come up on the toes as high as you can, and then pressing the heels towards the earth. One more time, lift up high on the tiptoes, as high as they'll go, and then just come back to a neutral position where you feel comfortable. Then we're going to step the right foot forward between the hands, with the knee above the ankle, placing the back knee down, coming onto the top of the back foot and inhaling to sweep the arms up. Exhaling to bring the hands down, placing the left hand on the inside of that right foot and then twisting towards your thigh, reaching your right hand for the sky. If this feels good, you're going to curl your back toes and lift the knee off the ground. See if you can twist a little deeper now and breathe. Then bring that hand, that right hand, back down onto the mat. Adjust your hands, step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Fold over your thighs, feel your tummy on your thighs as you allow the head to hang. Place the hands flat on the mat, the fingers spread wide, step the right foot back, place the knee down, come onto the top of the back foot. Bring that hand onto the inside of the foot, the right hand onto the inside of the left foot, and twist towards that bent leg as you reach your left arm for the sky. And breathe. If this feels good, curl your toes, lift your knee, and see if you can twist a little deeper and breathe. Exhale, bring that hand back down to the mat. Adjust your hands and step the back foot forward to meet the front foot. The feet are hip width apart, the knees are bent, the tummy on the thighs as the head hangs towards the earth. Then you're going to sink your hips down as you lift your chest, bring your hands together, pressing the hands together at the heart, and you come to this chair pose as if you're sitting on an imaginary chair. Wiggle your toes and breathe. And then press into the feet to straighten the legs. Feel the change in the legs as the sensation dissipates, and breathe. Really focus on the breath for a few moments. Then we're going to turn to the long edge of the mat. Bring your hands down, step the feet wide as you face the long edge of the mat. The toes point out and the heels point in a little with a roughly 45 degree angle. Bring the hands together at your heart, and as you exhale, bend the knees, send the knees over the toes as you sink your hips down, coming into goddess pose, and breathe. Another challenging posture where we want to really focus on the breath. If it's too challenging, either back off or come out. But if it's within your comfort zone, keep focusing on that breath. Exhale to straighten the legs. Turn the toes at the front of the mat towards the front of the mat. Adjust the other foot, so point your toes a little bit further forward so you have a comfortable angle on that back foot. Keep your hips and chest facing this long edge of the mat, and as you exhale, bend that front knee and bring your arms parallel to the earth, sinking the hips down. The arms are at shoulder height. Gaze over the front hand and breathe. Relax the shoulders. Feel the sensations in your legs. Trying to have even weight on both feet, so pressing into the back foot, which is likely to have less weight than the front foot. And then straighten that front leg. Bring the arms down. Adjust the feet so the toes are pointing out towards the corners of the mat again. Bring your hands to your heart, and as you exhale, bend the knees, sinking the hips down for goddess pose, and breathe. Finding your comfortable maximum where you can hold for a few breaths. As you breathe in, you feel your tummy and rib cage expand. As you breathe out, feel the tummy and rib cage contract. And then put a smile on your face, see if that helps. And then press into your feet as you straighten those legs. Turn the toes at the back of your mat if your mat is facing long ways towards the camera. Otherwise, just turn the other toes from what you did last time to point towards the front of your mat, and adjust the back foot, what is now our back foot, as we make our way into warrior two again, keeping your hips and chest facing the long edge of the mat. Bend that knee and sink the hips down. Bring the arms parallel to the earth and gaze over the fingers on the front hand and breathe. Check that the breath is going deep into the body and it's not up here in the top of the chest. We want to be filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. And then straighten that leg, bring the arms down, turn the toes, and just step towards the front of your mat. We're going to place our toes at the edge of the mat and angle the heels in a little. So again, it's as if your toes are pointing to the corners of the mat. Bring your hands to your heart. And as you exhale, you're going to bend your knees and sink your hips, if you can, all the way down between your ankles. Make any adjustments to your feet that you need to. And you can press your elbows into the knees, onto the inside of the thighs if you like. Keep the chest lifted and breathe. And this posture is great for our hips, it's great for our digestion, and it's also great for our ankles. So if you have your heels down, you will notice that it requires quite a lot of ankle strength. If you don't have enough flexibility in your ankles, you may find that your heels are still lifted. That's okay. It's all a journey. We're working towards placing our heels on the mat, but we'll get there whenever it's time for us. So just notice where you're at the moment and breathe. And then when you're ready, Just bring your hands down behind you and lower yourself down onto the mat. And we're going to come to sitting with our shins parallel to the edge of the mat, and we want to stack our shins one on top of the other. So as close as you can, you want to have, let's put the right shin on top of the left. So this shin is coming straight across the front of your body with your foot on your knee if you can. And already you might be feeling something in your hip here. If it's too intense, you can just slide your foot a little closer to the other foot. If you have it up on your knee, it will be a more intense stretch. So you might be feeling something here already. That might be enough for you. If you would like more, you're just going to fold your body forward, put your hands on the mat and make your way down to wherever is comfortable. Perhaps you're on your forearms, perhaps you're on your hands. Find a comfortable forward fold for you where you're feeling a nice stretch in the outside of the hip. If it's not nice, then back off a little and breathe. Relax the neck and the shoulders, keeping the spine long if you can. Then place your hands on the mat and slowly walk the hands towards you, and then release. Place both feet on the mat about a bit wider than hip width. Place your hands behind you and allow the knees to fall from side to side. Take your time, just stretching into both hips, and then come back to stillness. And now we'll place the right shin on the mat as straight as you can in front of you, and then place the left shin along the top of the right with the foot on the knee if you can, or as close to the knee as possible. And then notice how you feel in this left hip. You may find it's quite different from one side to the other. And if you need a little more, you're going to walk your hands forward and perhaps come down onto your elbows as you fold over those shins. Keeping the spine long if you can. Keeping your focus on the breath. And then slowly walk the hands towards you as you bring the body back up. From here, let's widen out the legs, extending them long and wide as you lift the chest, lengthen the spine, and then walk your hands forward, lengthening the body as far forward as it will go, keeping your legs as straight as is comfortable, but bending if you need to. And breathe. And then slowly walk the hands towards you as you bring your legs together with the feet on the mat, so the knees are bent. And then we're going to place our elbows down and roll down onto our back, lying flat on the earth. We're going to raise our feet to the sky, but both feet this time, so the same as we did at the start, but both feet at the same time, keeping it as relaxed as possible. And then we're going to exhale to widen the legs. And then bring them back together. Just allow the feet to hover here. Allow the knees to bend so the legs are just hanging above you. Not stretching. Just reversing the direction of the blood flow for a few breaths. And then bring your knees towards your shoulders. Reach up and see if you can take hold of your feet. If you can't, just place your hands on the backs of your thighs, just behind your knees. And then you're going to widen your feet and widen your knees for happy baby pose. And take a few breaths here. Again, this should be quite relaxing. We're coming down to a relaxing posture. So try and find a way to make this feel very comfortable, but also beneficial. And then slowly allow the feet to move towards each other. Release the hands. Place one foot down and then the other. And allow the knees to fall open as we relax in reclined butterfly pose. If at any time this becomes too uncomfortable, feel free to straighten your legs. Just take a few moments to focus on the rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. When you're ready, if your knees are still open, reach down with your hands. Take hold of the sides of your thighs and bring your knees together. Widen your feet and allow the knees to come together for a few breaths. And then bring your knees towards your chest, hugging the knees, hugging the thighs close to the body, stretching out that low back. And then roll onto one side. Place your top hand down and press yourself gently back up to a comfortable seated position. Feel your sit bones on the earth as you gently lengthen your spine. Thank you for joining me today, and I really hope you enjoyed the practice. If you did, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and this will help you find me more easily in future. Thank you very much.